unpresidential thread that's been woven throughout the whole Biden presidency. Whenever this president finds himself facing bad headlines, he tries to change the subject by fear-mongering about civil rights and voting rights and pretending that we're in the 1950s or 60s. So remember early last year, when the full impact of Democrats' inflation was coming home to focus, that's when President Biden flew to Georgia, screamed that Jim Crow was coming back, and our democracy was on death's doorstep, and compared Republicans, listen to this, to Bull Connor and Jefferson Davis. Compared us to Bull Connor and Jefferson Davis. Well, here he goes again. Last weekend down in Alabama, the president suggested that the right to vote in America is under assault today, on par with Bloody Sunday on the Edmund Pettus Bridge nearly 60 years ago. Nobody believes this. Nobody seriously believes that race relations or voting laws or any of these issues are anywhere near where they were back in the 1960s. This is utter nonsense. President Biden again referenced the Republican state voting laws that he last year called Jim Crow 2.0, as if all of that hysteria hadn't been completely disproven in the meantime. Last November, the exact same Georgia voting law that Democrats called evil and racist and the death knell for democracy created record high turnout, lightning fast voting lines, and a supermajority of African American voters reporting that the voting experience was, listen to this, excellent. Do you know the share of black voters in Georgia who described their voting experience under the new Republican law as poor? Let me say that again. Do you know the share of black voters in Georgia who described their voting experience under the new Republican law as poor? Zero. Zero. President Biden said this law was the second coming of segregation. And 0% of black voters said they had a poor voting experience. But here he goes again. The same lies, the same hysteria. We're back in this bizarre twilight zone where the President of the United States periodically says these utterly absurd, apocalyptic things with zero basis in reality. And everybody just carries on like it really didn't happen. Well, there goes the leader of the free world shouting unhinged and false things about the end of democracy one more time. Oh, you know, just another day. What else is on TV? It is utterly surreal and frankly embarrassing. The president walking on stage every couple of months shouting angry things and appearing confused about whether it's 2023 or 1963. Utterly confused. And nothing happens. The world keeps turning. Republicans keep passing popular, common sense laws that make it easy to vote and hard to cheat. Voters of all races continue to have good voting experiences. The president, his advisors, and a few radical activists are the only people stuck in this fake parallel universe. Our democracy is in fine shape, no matter what a few extreme voices are shouting. It's this White House grip on reality that is truly concerning.